it would be fitting if I wore my vintage Mickey Mouse sweater while discussing these scary theories. Like, look at Mickey's little innocent face. There's nothing to be afraid of, right? Oh boy, am I gonna make you think otherwise. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary Mickey Mouse theories. Starting off this countdown, we have the virtual reality prison. The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Come inside, it's fun inside. Or like, come inside, you're trapped inside. So this theory surrounds the idea that Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is actually a virtual reality prison for Mickey. First, let's talk about Toodles. Toodles is the supercomputer that helps Mickey and his friends with any challenges that they face. It was invented by Donald Duck's uncle Professor Ludwig von Drake. However, Toodles became too smart for his own good and trapped Mickey inside a simulation. Let's look at the facts. In the opening of every episode, Mickey summons the clubhouse with the chant, Miska Muska Mickey Mouse, along with his friend. He also summons his friends, which are just simulations. Only with certain words will Toodles let things appear, just like how you need to say, "Oh Toodles," in order for Toodles to be activated. Much like how you say, "Hey Siri," or "Okay Google," to summon other AIs. Then every episode, Mickey faces some sort of challenge, which was designed by Toodles. Now Mickey has realized that the only way to escape this simulation is to trick Toodles into producing some sort of instrument that will let them escape. So every day, Mickey goes on these missions with hope that Toodles will mess up and provide them with some sort of key or just a way to break the simulation. Moving on at number 9, we have the animal forms. So Goofy is said to be a dog, but then you have Pluto, who is also a dog. However, Goofy can talk and act like a human, whereas Pluto still walks on his all fours and only barks. How come they're both the same species but are drastically different? Well, that's because Pluto was once a man, just like Goofy, but was drained entirely of his human capabilities. And this is what is currently happening to Goofy. So essentially, the Clubhouse is a training program designed to bring animals back to their original forms. So for Daisy and Donald, they would get turned back into ducks, Minnie would get turned back to a mouse, and then Goofy back to a dog. Pluto was the first to go through this program and had a successful outcome. Goofy is the next one on the list. Notice how in the show Goofy always messes something up? Well, it's because he's slowly turning back into his dog form, so he can't make proper decisions. Soon, Goofy, along with the other Clubhouse members, will all be turned back to their true animal forms. Making our way down the list, number 8, we have the dead friends. So this theory surrounds the idea that Peg Leg Pete, the villain on the show, actually ended up murdering all of Mickey's friends. He did this as a cruel punishment for Mickey to torture him. However, Pete was never caught for his murders. So now Mickey lives in protection in a place called the Clubhouse. That way, Pete can't get to him. He spends his days imagining that his friends are actually with him, and he goes on adventures with them. To support this is the fact that his friends don't arrive until he imagines the Clubhouse. He also envisions that his new home is this brightly colorful and quite unusual looking place. This isn't the case. The only way Mickey can cope is to pretend that his friends are still there with him and that he's living in a magical looking Mickey Clubhouse. And at number 7, we have the evil AI. So let's talk about and analyze Toodles a bit more. Is it possible that he could be a bad guy? Well, people are convinced that he indeed is. They believe that Toodles is in fact the mastermind behind all of the challenges that Mickey and his pals face. He makes these challenges purposely so that Mickey and his friends will call on him and ask for help. This allows Toodles to exercise his power over them, which makes him feel like he is in control. I mean, how else can Toodles always have the mystery Muska tool that will always finish the job? Because he already knows how the challenge will end since he created it. His goal is just to create chaos in Mickey's world and to make their lives more difficult. Now, Toodles has even went from being just a faceless Mickey Mouse shaped screen to now having a face that's capable of thoughts and feelings. Therefore, he keeps evolving and becoming more and more powerful. In our 6th spot, we have the representation of society. It is said that each Mickey Mouse character represents a different aspect of society. Mickey Mouse represents egotism, since he lives in a place where everything is shaped like him and it's named after him. He has a clubhouse that's shaped like his head, and he has items like Musker tools, Minnie represents the issue with female stereotypes by her having to act all ditzy and being subservient to Mickey. Goofy represents the children now having short attention spans from the constant exposure to electronics, video games, and cartoons. And lastly, Pete represents the darker aspects of our society, like the violence and crime that's going on. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the captive mouse. Aren't Mickey and Minnie Mouse so cute together? They clearly are madly in love. Or are they? People theorize that Minnie is actually just under Mickey's spell. As a result, she is forced to be constantly devoted to him. Now, we do know that Mickey does know his way with magic, as seen in the feature film, The Sorcerer's Apprentice. So now, Minnie is forced to do everything that Mickey says. She no longer has her own free will. Her whole life will be spent being devoted to Mickey, catering to his needs. Coming in at number 4, we have Mickey's twisted head. You ever notice that Mickey's ears are always facing the camera? No matter which way he turns or moves his head, Mickey's ears are always shown facing us. That's physically impossible. This has led people to believe that Mickey is constantly straightening his head, so his ears appear as so. As a result of this constant cranial strain, it has caused Mickey to develop some sick tendencies, like imprisoning his friends and forcing them to live in a place that represents him. He is just obsessed with his appearance that he will go to extreme measures to always have his ears in that position. Moving on, in our 3rd spot, we have Pluto the Slave. Poor Pluto, he just wants to live a normal life. But he can't because Mickey has him trapped. So this is a different theory surrounding the fact that both Goofy and Pluto are dogs, but Pluto is less human and more dog than Goofy. Pluto lacks the ability to speak and can only articulate his thoughts through barks and gestures. Well, Mickey Mouse is forcing Pluto to be his slave. Pluto used to be like Goofy. He talked, walked on 2 feet, and was capable of complex thoughts and feelings. This was until Mickey forced him to walk on his all fours to establish dominance over him. Years of doing so has caused dystrophy in his back legs. Then Pluto wasn't allowed to talk, losing his ability to speak and only grunt. Mickey also always kept Pluto chained up outside with only a collar. After years of doing this, he morphed into an actual dog. In our 2nd spot, we have Mickey the Dictator. Well, apparently our little friendly mouse friend shows tendencies similar to dictators. That's right. Let me explain. So Mickey lives in a world with items that are shaped like him. You have the clubhouse that is in the shape of him, with furniture that looks like him. Then you have Toodles, which also resembles him. Then he forces people to live in this Mickey Mouse shaped world with places like Mickey Park, and they use tools like Mouse for Tools. Then they often chant phrases often involving Mickey. He does this to remind everyone who is in charge and to keep them as his loyal followers. And in our number 1 spot, we have the kidnapped children. Who here loves going to Disney World or Disneyland? I certainly do. I haven't been since I was a kid, so I would love to go again. But if I do, I am staying far away from any Mickey mascots. But if I do, I am staying far away from any Mickey mascots. So a while back, a photo went around the internet of someone in a dirty-looking Mickey Mouse costume in a dark basement lurking around the corner. Then people came up with the theory that this basement was actually located somewhere under the Disneyland resort. The theory goes that an individual made this Mickey costume to trespass on the park. He then used this costume to lure kids down to the basement. From there, he keeps the children as his prisoners, locked away where they will never see the light of day again. And that's all I have for you for today. Let's move on to our comment shoutout portion. I'll be shouting out more comments from my video, Top 10 Haunted Paintings That Are Locked Away Part 2. Alex Deo M commented, the painting with the girl with the closed eyes. Every time I close my eyes, I see her smiling with white sharp 2 eyes, open very white pupils. It scares me. I think she's haunting you. Just Jewel commented, oh my god, Lindsay, that top though, slay queen. Thank you. I am a fashionista. Just kidding. I'm definitely not. I often wear sweaters, like vintage sweaters, but when I do feel like looking nice, I whip out one of those one-shoulder tops and I'm like, bam! Ashley Smith commented, imagine looking at these creepy pictures in a museum at night after hours late in the night. Yeah, no thanks. Imagine Night of the Museum, but then with these creepy paintings coming to life? No thanks. There'd be ghosts and spirits and evil demons all over the place. No, no. And that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see you.